Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Lauren.
And I'm Ian.
And today we are at our Strength and Swings class, semester 3, week 6 of 6. For the past weeks, we've been working on our bottoms up routine, as well as our get-ups and our swings. As promised last week when we did 95 swings, this week we're at 100. So let's get to that in a second, but first a bodyweight warm-up.
Let's just start by checking in with the hinge. For the hinge that's pertaining to that kettlebell swing, we can chop those hips and we press the hips back. Push the feet out, change your head gaze to look between the feet, but just slightly out and head again, and then push the feet out and push the hips through as you stand. Let's repeat again and emphasize some parts of the cat-cow or that spine flexion extension throughout. We can chop ourselves on the hips, we push our hips back. And for now, just maybe place those hands on the knees. Do our anterior tip, which is that tailbone-like cow shape, and next, scoop the hips under, posteriorly tucking or cat. From here, pull the hamstrings back up into that hips, tipping the tailbone towards our cow shape. And let's do one more time of the cat or the tuck, but avoid that as we do our 100 swings and continue the swing and the hinge with the tailbone cow. Now let's push those feet out as we extend back up to tall. Repeating the same thing now through the rib cage. So we chop on the hips, pressing hips back. Maintain the cow or the anterior tip of the hip, and with the shoulders retracted, very lightly flex around that upper back. Keep looking at the ground and then project energy out of your heart or your sternum forward. That's the extension. Repeat twice more as we flex. Are your shoulder blades squeezing together? As we extend, keep the shoulder blades together. And one more time, the flexion shape here. Let's avoid that in our swing. And finish in extension and finish by pushing the hips all the way through. Check in on those spine shapes and hip shapes as we swing today, and at the head neck as well. Tuck your chin. That's our flexion. Light effort, chin towards ceiling. That's extension. Repeating again our flexion or down, extension or up, and find somewhere in the middle of that throughout that kettlebell swing. Let's shake it all out and get right to the ground and continue working on the shoulders and hips. For that, we'll do our knees over toes squat and then squeeze your glutes and press through. Repeating that down phase, but then lift up the heels, prepping those lunge feet, and then also stand up nice and tall. Stiff knees, squeeze bum cheeks as the heels come to the floor, and we'll go flat feet as low as we can. Then the heels come up to assist us getting lower. With the hands or without, knees on the floor, hips extend through, and then we'll use that hinge again to push the hips back, land fingers, calluses, hands on the floor, and screw in those shoulders. If allowed, let's hover the knees by pressing the hands forward and pulling the knees off the floor, and then squeeze the shoulders together in retraction, shrug up into elevation, push around the rib cage, and then pull down. Repeat one more time. Together, shrug up with straight elbows, wrap around the body, pull down to the hips, let the knees come down, push the floor away, and practice this position as the top of that kettlebell swing as our glutes are cramped, extending the hips, but then bring that rib cage down, setting up the abs. Repeat back on those hands, hip hinge, land on the hands, straighten the elbows, push the hands forward, push the feet back to hover the knees. And one more time with the shoulders, do a together squeeze, then pull down to the hips, then push into the floor, shrug up, pull back down to the hips, push into the floor, shrug up, finish in a retraction, knees down, push the floor away, and shake. One last exercise from me, from practicing from this tall kneel position. Let's start with the palms facing forward and make light fists with the fingers. Then keeping the elbows straight, bend on the wrist. Follow that with our bicep curl up and pushing energy out of those ulnar or pinky sides of the hand. Shrug, but that's the last time we'll shrug today because in our kettlebell class, we like to keep those armpits low and then end up with those elbow tips facing forward. Pull the elbows to the ribs, initiate with the fingers as they open, then the wrists extend, and then the elbows extend. Take a quick moment here to bring the rib cage down and cramp those glutes, and then reach the shoulders into extension behind you. And then for one final time, make light fists with the hands, then bend on the wrists, keeping the elbows straight, and our biceps curl next. Keep those armpits low, finish with those elbow tips facing forward, and point to the back wall. Extend the wrists next, and squeeze the shoulder blades together, just like those kettlebell swings with the load out front. And with control, return the arms down. I'll help out with some more cues to those get-ups and swings, but continuing that warm-up with Lauren.
Let's get into our lunge from here as we will in our get-up. We'll bring one leg forward and end up in that lunge position. Ideally, that back toe's tucked. It could have a pointed foot out behind you, whatever's more comfortable. Right here, let's hike that front hip and then pull it down. And then from there, we're pulling in that front leg and squeezing that back butt cheek. Let's stay shoulders stacked on top of hips as we gently pull ourselves forward and then push forward to go back to tall, tall, tall. Let's do that one more time. We're getting the knee towards over toe, we're keeping the back hip extended, and then we're pushing forward to come back up. We'll heel toe the leg to the side, and we'll do one more same thing there first. Hike a hip, pull a hip down. Pull on that side leg, keeping the back hip extended and the shoulders stacked, and then push into the floor to come back up to tall. Now we'll take the same arm as that side leg and bring it across our chest. Rotate through rib cage as you rotate over that side knee. Then just as you would in the get up, use your hinge, hips go back, hands find the floor, fingertips facing behind you, and then stack over top. Shoulder, shoulder, elbow, wrist. From here, keeping that top shoulder lightly retracted, try to rotate through the rib cage to face the floor. Then keeping that knee to the side, we'll rotate the body back open. And just hold here and breathe. And then press the floor away. Head and rib cage come back as one unit. Heel toe the leg to the front, pull it underneath, repeat on the other side. First, the front lunge. Lightly shrug the hip up and then pull it down. Squeeze the back cheek, pull on the front leg, drifting knee towards over toe, staying square to the front of your room. Get that knee over the toe and then push yourself back to tall, tall. One more time, pull yourself forward and then press yourself back. Once you're up tall, we'll heel toe the leg to the side and do the same thing. Hike the hip up, pull it down. Drive down on that side leg, drifting knee towards over toe, keeping the back hip extended as you come up to tall. Same arm as side leg across your chest. Head and body rotates, but we do it through the cage. We'll hinge on the hips, hands find the floor, fingertips, callus line palm. Then from here with those blades retracted, rotate the rib cage towards the floor. Keep that knee to the side. Then head and shoulders rotate open. Hand leaves floor. Take your body and rotate it back to center. Heel toe the leg to the front. And we'll stand up on this side as we get into our bottoms up. So push the floor forward and back, standing up to tall. Before we get into that bottoms up, let's just warm up that hinge and our swings because they lead us to that bottoms up. So either with your lighter bell or your heavy, it's up to you. Let's stand behind it as we've learned over the past 6 weeks and do our normal warm-up routine, which is 1 hike pass, 2 stop swings, 3 continuous. So from behind your bell, hinge, grip, tip, pull to zipper, park. Now 2 stop swings, pull, swing, through, park, repeat, and park. And now 3 continuous. Don't put the bell down. Plank tension every time. Hips all the way through. Park bell. Up without. Shake that out. In between our time off here, let's warm up that bottoms up.
Warming up that bottoms up, I'll step just behind my bell the way Lauren prepped for that swing. And I'll have the parallel handle in parallel with my feet rather. I'll take my pinky side and I'll press it on the corner. And can we load with a packed shoulder, pressing some weight on? Then we can tip that bell on the incline, have the ready hand ready to spot, and hold yourself in a bottoms up. We could again march on the spot, cramp that standing leg glute, pull up into our hip flexion, maybe do one more time, and again, invert that bell for some stability and to fill in the gaps in your kettlebell practice. We'll hinge, we'll return it to the floor, shake it out. Did my dominant side first, and now it's that non-dominant. Stack over, tip on the incline, breath and pull, tight to the body, adjust your stance, and maybe again that stationary march. Cramp your standing leg butt cheek. Pull up into that hip flexion. I'll be doing 4 total. That's 1 more. And then again, 2 hands, returning to the floor. Bottoms up fun.
All right, we'll warm up those swings again. Let's do just a set of 3 continuous swings in our I go, you go pattern. I'll do a set of 3, Ian does a set of 3, twice through, just to get that little routine.
Give ourselves some rest in between and check in with the amplitude or the power of your swing. Hopefully over 3 or so, we can maintain or find that nice high tension.
As we're doing this here, we're getting prepared for sets of 10. So get that breath pattern down. Strong exhale as those hips snap through. One last time.
3 feels very good. So choose your own numbers as you need. Perhaps pick something high and high. That's 10 and 10 for us today as we've been building towards it. But if you're new, maybe just start up with a nice set of 3 or 5.
So last set of 3 here. We'll do 1 more bottoms up, and then we'll get into the meat of tonight's workout, the get-ups and the swings. So last rep there, and let's do our bottoms up again. This time, over the past couple weeks, we've been working on pressing the bell in that bottoms up position. Let's give that a try. If that's not for you, holding it back in that rack, maybe getting to a half or even a quarter press, but always being able to pull the bell back down safely at the end. Standing behind your bell, using your hinge, push weight straight down, then swing through, upside down. Either do the march, start to press, try to press it once. It went so great, could I press it twice? Breathing, looking up a little bit, abs and butts, pulling it down with control and parking it through.
I did practice this on Sundays thinking we were going to do this move here today. That was my strong side or stronger side, but here's that strong side. I'm going for Lauren's too. That sounded and felt good. Hike pass, tight to the body, up, full body tension, and looking at that bell might help. And I'll concentrate pulling it back down, and then 1 more time, up, full body tension. Jeez, there we go. Hard work, but filling in those gaps and mostly with control to return it down. That's my lightweight. I'm gonna put it off the side. I see Lauren's got her heavier weight assembled as well. And use the bell that's comfortable for you. And Lauren, what are we doing here now?
So we're going to start on the floor for our first set. What we are going to do here is we're going to alternate doing our get-ups from the top down and the bottom up. Round 1 will be get-ups from the bottom up, meaning 1 right, 1 left, 1 left, 1 right, whatever you so choose. Stand up, then we'll do 20 swings, 2 sets of 10. We'll go back to the standing, and we'll do our get-up from the down to the
sneaky way to add those presses, and I like it.
I'll explain as we go.
I like
5 sets, done. First round, 1 get-up, each side. This could be with a weight. It could be body weight. Whatever you choose, to your elbow, to your hand, a bridge sweep. Maybe this is where you stay and you just practice that position, or you come to your lunge, keeping your bell overhead, or again, the option always to pull it down to that rack position to get up. Returning to the floor with your sweep, elbow, and ending on your back. Pulling the bell down, placing it softly, and then spinning yourself around to the other side and repeating 1 more get up.
And we still start in the cuddle, so we'll roll and press. Now use that bent leg to pull yourself on the elbow. Sit tall, nice bridge, looking at that bell to soon looking on the horizon. Full tension to tall stand. Those modifications, including pulling to the rack position, are nice. But right now we're hinging, sweeping, find the elbow, core plank tension to the ground, 2 hands to the cuddle. And to keep it the same, but always a unique challenge, no hands on that get up in between.
So we're going to get to our 100 swings today by doing 5 sets of 20/10 sets of 10. So we'll still continue in that I go, you go pattern. Ian's team will start here, 10 continuous swings. Remembering as we go that swing number 1 is just as powerful as swing number 10. If that changes, drop the reps. Do less, keep them strong. Okay, we're keeping that nice long spine as we swing, and it's our hips driving the bell through every time.
It's the hips powering the bell, but it is the arms and the shoulder blades connecting that kettlebell to the rib cage that connects it to the power source, being the hips. As Lauren said, find the groove throughout. That first set is always a little bit hard on the heart rate as it starts to boost it up, but hopefully we can settle into that with some recovery breaths, and we'll do that second time.
So as Ian swings here, we're taking those breaks. We're shaking out the tension in our arms, in our legs. Nice strong inhale and exhale out. What's nice about this I go, you go is it's that perfect equal work to rest ratio. So when Ian hits the number 10 here, we have another set of 10 bringing us to 20 total.
So those swingers, you're matching your breath with Lauren, and those who are recovering, slow it down. In through the nose, nice and slow, and out even slower with control. But the breathing matches for power. Keep yourself tight from the core to the feet on the floor.
All right, so one of the things that Ian's like to do over the past 6 weeks is always finish. I get up from standing, so we get a press in. Well, tonight, we're doing a special edition. We end up doing 2 of those. So round 1 like this, we're going to cheat clean the bell to the rack, press it overhead, get up, down, come back up with it, put the bell down. If that's not for you, start from the floor. Here we go. Round 2, hinge, rack, press that bell. Step back with the leg you can touch. Rotation, hinge, stack before you sweep, elbow. Keep the bell up when you get to your back and come back up. Hip drive, pull. Hand, bridge sweep, press away, front foot. Once you're up, control the down and park the bell. Whew. Take a nice breath, shake it out. Second set.
Cheat clean, full body press. Then drop in the lunge, taking your time, and now look at that kettlebell as you hinge and sweep. Find the elbow, keep the kettlebell off the ground, take a breath and go. Up, drive, tall sit, sweep. Square up that lunge once you're there, and with full body tension to stand, control to the rack, and back to the floor. I think Team Ian went that first set. So here we go, Lauren. Not too much rest for 10 and 9. Counting up, counting down, counting to 5 twice. Pick your own strategy. Keep track of your reps. And like Lauren's reps here, stay strong. It's coming up. So we'll get set up with our stance. Maybe a nice slow breath to start. And let's match it.
So always start with locking in those lats as soon as you touch that kettlebell. Even if you have to drag the bell a millimeter, lock and load so that they're attached to your hips. Hips drive through, strong exhale, and that plank-like tension at the top. Last 1 or 2 here, bringing it up to 40.
40, it's almost halfway there. Looking good, feeling strong. We started strong, let's finish this workout stronger. So shake out some tension in between. Let's commit. And Lauren's team is doing great here. Toes heavy, full glute squeeze at the top. Park with control. Let's do it again.
All right. Team Ian, finishing up round 2 of 5. We're staying loose, shaking it out. Taking the nice strong exhale, and forcing all that excess gas out of here, out of your mouth or your nose. Anyway, we're coming back to the floor. Round 3, we started get-ups down on the floor. No rules. I started both rounds kind of by accident with my dominant hand. So I'm going to spice it up in round 3 here.
Spicy.
I'm going to start with my non-dominant side. From the cuddle, roll, press, to the elbow, to the hand, bridge and sweep. Press away, square up. Both legs help you. Control the down, feel that pull. Step, rotate, hinge. Sweep, elbow, back, pull down, cuddle it, let it go. Take your time, spin yourself around.
Taking those time between rests and maybe doing a loaded set and then an unloaded set. But here we go for our 4th. Set firing range to hip drive, to tall sit, to bridge, and sweep. Press through, square up the lunge, tall stand. Pull yourself down. Open up in the windmill, hinge again. Proud shoulders, meaning press that floor away through the hand and the elbow as we get to the back. Cuddle down and no hands up. Now we did make Lauren's team there do that right away. So here we are for, again, 41 to 50 reps.
Here we go. This set will mark that halfway point in the workout here. So getting those 10 reps done. Remember, if 10's too many, do less. That's okay. Take your time, but not too much time. You can't slow down that swing. It has a natural cadence.
Whew, that's right. Our breathing has that natural cadence too, so just try to control it. Slow it down here, even though it wants to go fast, and control it with each repetition as you swing. A little quiet moment as we do catch our breath. Now it's 51 to 60, almost coming home stretch.
Shaking out the grip, shaking out the legs, shaking out the cheeks. Let it go. If you are swinging, match the exhale, hip snap through. Also remembering, as you get a little more tired, to keep the brace in your core as the bell descends through your legs. That's not a rest time. Rest is when the bell's down or when it's floating.
What's the float? It's that moment right there. That moment right there. It's that moment where you've done all the work on that hip extension. And all you need to do is hold the tight plank as the kettlebell comes back down to load up that slingshot so you can do it again. 10 reps goes by quick. We're back to the get up with a fun example of the press.
So we're starting at the top again. And again, I'm going to do my non-dominant side right here to start. Stepping over top of our bell, using our hinge, pulling to the rack, pressing overhead, and then continuing your get up down. Sometimes it's a little bit of a brain gym exercise, doing your get up the opposite way. Keep the bell up, elbow, hand, sweep, press away, front foot, pull the bell down, return it to the floor, shake it out. We'll repeat on the other side. We'll pick the bell up to that rack position, press it overhead.
You need to focus on the press for a second. So we'll drop in the lunge, open in the window, sweep that leg through, and continue looking at the bell. It'll help your stability. Then drive the hip, sit tall, bridge tall, sweep, press the floor away, square up, tall stand, pull down, and park. All right, this again is 70 to 80 swings. We're gonna do one rep at a time.
60.
Team Lauren, we're at 64, 5 here. Stay nice and strong. Coming up. So the team that I'm on here, let's set up our hinge.
70 swings there. All right, team Ian, bring us to 70 total for both people. Elbows are extended at the top of that swing, but shoulders are retracted. You know the usual cues. Excuse me. Keep those lats engaged. Keep those abs engaged. Have a drink whenever you need to. Taking us to 80 here.
81. And the feet are still heavy. As we can see by one swing, it's still at a nice chest level amplitude or height. Breathing harder, working harder. It's okay. Reinforce that with these slow breaths in our
80.
80. Let's be like that team, Lauren. 71 to 80. Here we go.
All right, we have one more round after this. So take your time, recover. If you need a little bit more time, take it. Come back and join us when you're ready. But finishing up this set of 10 swings here for Team Ian and keeping it strong. And don't worry if it's less than 10, that's great too. Let's do dealer's choice for round 5. By dealer's choice, I mean Beller's choice.
Yeah, first choice.
So if you want to, you could start and do a press and go down to the floor and back up, or you could start on the floor. Whatever you choose, do it on both sides. Don't press one side and get down on the other. You'll be walking in circles for the rest of your life. Just kidding. What are you gonna do?
Well, how about that press?
All right, we're gonna start from the top. Over top of that bell, hinge, pick it up, press it overhead, and then one more full get up on this side. Breathing, stacking and sweeping, pressing away to the floor. Hip drive, pull, hand, sweep, press away, move foot, up to tall, pull down, and park. It's our last get up now, number 9 to 10. We'll pull that bell to the rack position. Last press.
Got it. Good job. Talk to yourself. Whether it's talking to yourself through the sweep, elbow to your back, recommit, drive the hip, tall sit, nice big bridge, press the ground away, square up, tall stand. That's it. Almost. We have those 2 sets of get-ups. I think it's our turn to go first here.
It is. So team Ian, let's bring us to 90 swings here. Second last round. Again, we always say 1 and 10 should be the same quality of swing. That goes for rep 1 and rep 100. So if it's not 100, that's okay, as long as the quality is there. Let's go quality over quantity.
That's 10, which means you're at that 90, taking our time in the recovery, and not to rush the swing, but to match that cadence of the swing. It's back up. The bell's back up. It's back up. And repeat just for a couple more. Shake it if you're waiting. Get tight in just a second here.
Last set, team Ian, 90 to 100 here. Hands on bells, pack shoulders, and use those hips and core. If you think about one thing for this whole last couple rounds, last couple swings, core and core. Good. Support at 360 degrees like you're a strong tree.
Slowing down the breath, finishing on, cheering on our teammate and our coach Warren here. So shake it out. Strong swings. And again, practicing what we preach. I hope that my last swing looked a lot like my first one. I wasn't sweating. I wasn't breathing like this. That's okay. I think we should finish.
As usual, we'll finish with a breathing drill. So let's take a nice breath in and exhale. And a nice breath in and exhale. 2 more like so. Just expanding as big as you can in 360 degrees. Imagine it like a nice big stretch from the inside out. All the intercostal muscles, the diaphragm, getting as big as it can. And exhale. There's going to be some rules on the next one. Let's inhale for 4, 3, 2. Exhale for 4, 3, 2. In for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale 4. In for 4. Hold for 4. In more for 4. Hold. Exhale. Hold empty. One more round. In for 4. Hold 4. In more. Hold. Exhale. Hold. And then try to relax.
Oh.
Good job.
So whether it's those swings, those get-ups, or how we breathe to recover, it's all worth practicing. And at the end of semester 3 in 2023, we made it, and we'll be back later this week with stuff on the other side of the room being more pliés and presses, and we'll also have time to play with our strength in the bodyweight handstand workout this weekend as well.
So semester 4 will start in 2 weeks today. We always like to take a week off after. So 2 weeks today, we'll be back online with semester 4. So stay tuned for that. In that week, what should I do? You should enjoy some rest. You should go for some walks. Nice outside time. Take a break. Maybe still do a kettlebell practice, but doesn't have to be too intense. You won't lose anything in 1 week. So we'll see you soon. But until then, check out our website, check out our Patreon, visit us on YouTube, like and subscribe, tell your friends, and take care.
Stay strong.
And we'll train soon.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Whew.